in the vents, and I mean, the terrorists are going to run into the crossfire. Look at that shooting gallery. Malta with 3 kills. Oh, what? Oh, God. Oh.
Jump into the back and they found a couple that killed off one into the Oracle dead, and now they found tools as well. There's no ice blast. Look at Sven cleaving through 1 and 2.
So we've faded out.
Oh no,
Sven,
no!
He jumped on the replicant and BKB and the storm.
Hope was a distant memory. You were overwhelmed, and defeat seemed inevitable. The odds were stacked against you, and your enemies were closing in. But in conflict, we find our strength. We can't be held down. Our courage can't be suppressed. Our brilliance can't be denied. Our home is on the battlefield. We are unstoppable. We are fearless. We are the Republic of Gamers.
Right, we're back again, and well, we have one more matchup. The last matchup for the day. It is going to be Entity Esports up against ZegG Esports. And well, before we go live, I'd like to call upon Ayush, A-Star, Diora. Welcome to the man. Welcome to the stage. And last night's match was pretty unfortunate for you guys, losing out against Eternal Esports. But I'm pretty sure when you guys are going in right now, I think you're going in with a clean slate.
Yeah, we are very confident right now. Yesterday's match had too many delays, and our momentum just kept on breaking. And yeah, it was a tough match for us and even for Eternal Esports. They won it, but we'll just get back.
I mean, that's the worst thing that can happen to you, right? When your momentum breaks, because certain times, certain situations are really momentum based as well in the game. But
Yes, it's a momentum based game.
and we have a few teams that set a really good example for it. But getting back to this one, right? You've seen ZegG play right now. You've seen them play the last 2 matches, and have you found out some specific play style or something about them?
We played them yesterday. They had 2 subs, so they will be totally different today. They didn't have the IGL, I guess, and 1 substitute. So today will be a totally different team. So yeah, we are up for the challenge.
Right. And what do you think about the other factors? Like, how are you guys feeling? How's the feeling in your camp?
It's okay. After the loss yesterday, we all sat and discussed what went wrong. And today it's a new day, so let's start new.
Well, I mean, you can't really, hold back on your losses because of the fact that ZegG also lost out in the last match. They were lost out in the first map, and they had to, grind through the last 2 maps to try and pick up the victory as well. So, well, it's pretty sweet. And looking at them having 2 new players, so do you have any special plans? I mean, he's standing right here, so you would not want to tell it, but do you have any special plans?
No, we are going to play our game, and yeah, we're just going to play our game. We haven't seen the games yet, but we don't want to create confusion at the end. So yeah, we'll play our game.
Right, sounds cool, man. And thanks for coming in. I'd like to call upon the captain of ZegG right now, and we've seen him play. We've seen him play in the last 2 matches. Welcome to the show, buddy. And well, Entity Esports, Entity Gaming now. I mean, they keep on shuffling between that. But you've seen them play. So you guys played them yesterday. How's the feeling in your camp going up against Entity?
I said I wasn't there because I'm the IGL, so we had to play in 2 stand-ins. So today it is going to be a different game. So I'm not really confident, but we will fight hard.
But the boys are happy about it?
Yeah, they are really happy for my return. So yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, if you don't have your IGL, you're pretty much halfway down there because if you don't have anyone to lead your resources, lead your players as well. But talking about them, they are pretty much the best team in the country right now. So does it add on to that extra pressure to you guys?
Well, it doesn't because we like challenges. So like it's for us, it's about momentum. So if our momentum gets going, we can give a good fight.
Well, good luck to you, and we hope that we'll see a good counter-attack matchup. Thanks for coming in. You can go and set up. But in the meantime, these guys set up. It is going to be again Entity Gaming. Now again, I don't know why I keep on saying Entity Esports, but ZegG and Entity going up against each other. Veto process has been done and dusted with as well. But we are going to go in the game in a bit. But in the meantime, we'll take a really, really short break and we'll be back with live action.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the final game of the night in the ASUS ROG Masters South Asia qualifiers. The final game is going to be between ZegG Esports and Entity Gaming. Now the map vetoes in. The first map is ZegG Esports pick, that's Inferno. The second is going to be Nuke, that's Entity's pick. And the third and final map, should it be played, will be on Train. Now so far, ZegG Esports have shown tremendous gusto and tremendous gumption. The boys from down under, from Sri Lanka, have triumphed over brutality, left them in their wake. They just managed to clinch out a 3-map thriller between against JMD Gaming, and now it's the final hurdle. Entity Gaming, that's all that lies in their way to into their road to the final, the grand finals. However, Entity Gaming is an opponent of the caliber, the likes of which they are yet to face. So this promises to be a cracking game of Counter-Strike. So do stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We have at least 60 rounds of explosive CSGO action in store for you. At least is what I said, because, well, if ZegG Esports managed to clinch this map out, well, be much more than 60 rounds anyway. Pistol rounds underway, and Entity make a beeline up Banana. It's kind of their go-to strat right now, just YOLO up Banana, and well, Benji, oh my god, opening things up, gets the first kill. Hunter with a quick reply, and now Hellstream left all alone on the B bomb side, and Ribby is gonna eviscerate his face right off the bat. It's a 4v3 retake situation on the cards for ZegG Esports. Can they do it? ROG, oh, nice shot onto Hunter. But Excali, he's been spotted out. Will he be able to land the kill? The answer is no. ROG just refusing to die. Already 2 kills under the belt, and they know exactly where Ribby's playing from an ace. This is gonna make his position known. No kit out yet, and Defiance and Hick just clean out the round, and there's plenty of time left on the clock, and ZegG Esports will clinch out the pistol round with ridiculous ease at the end of it. I mean, Entity had the good 2 entries going into the bomb site, but their post plans just capitulated like a house of cards in a cyclone. They just fell apart one by one, and in no small regard was the contribution of this man, ROG. Those 2 kills over towards Banana really helped secure that pistol round for ZegG Esports, and now they're going to be facing a force buy from Entity. Okay, this is interesting. They could have gone for this full eco and then gone for the armor AK buy up in the next round. And Ribby, yeah, there we go, buys up the armor as well. So this might just throw a spanner in the works for ZegG Esports, because they have bought up more or less for a full eco. They have 3 SMGs on the cards, Hellscream with the MP9. I mean, this gun is really in vogue these days, especially in the Asian scene. I've seen a lot of Chinese teams just incessantly rely on the MP9, even if they know that their opponents are going to be fully bought up. It's a pretty viable gun. So yeah, depending on the wielder, let's see how the results pan out from this buy from both the teams. Actually, Entity forcing it up, it could backfire and come back to bite them in the ass, but it could also throw a spanner in the works. It hangs in the balance 50-50 this round. All going to come down to who hits their shots better. The recent Tech 9 nerf, though, that is interesting. So the standing accuracy has been increased, and the first bullet accuracy is absolutely insane on this weapon. But if you're running and gunning and spraying and praying, you're in for a nasty surprise. And there we go, Benji. A questionable Molotov trying to dry the roof tarring, I'm assuming. Not really doing anything apart from the fact that it tells the T's exactly where he's playing from. And Hellscream with the MP9 going to go in the long range. And interesting, and it is going to be a B hit. The bomb is making its way, and Benji left alone in the bomb site to fence himself by second oranges. And the smoke is going to cover, but it's a fake, and it's a decent fake. It has pulled off every player from ZegG towards the B bomb site, and it's all alone, all down to Hikka or Hikka MSR or Hickam SR. I don't really know. It's the first time or second time I'm talking. But Hick gets 2 kills, and ROG gets the kill onto A-Star, and ROG not done yet. Bomb will go down though. But Hikka is so very low, and ROG gets his second for the round. That leaves Excali all alone. And Hick with the cheeky little knife. And ZegG will clutch out that round, losing absolutely nobody. Unfortunately, though, none of the SMGs, it all came down to the rifles. Hikka with the 3K and ROG with the 2K. The full house of frags being shared between these 2 stalwarts of ZegG Esports. And well, that buy comes crashing around Entity's ears, although they do get the bomb down. So that means they can go for the buy in the next round. They're going to get $20. So everyone will be able to go comfortably in with the buy. They will struggle to put an op out on the board though, but I think Ribby might be able to drop if he's willing to go glass cannon. But this is Inferno. On the T side, you don't really need an op. AK-47 with utility will serve you much better than an AWP glass cannon, especially on the T side when you're facing all that fire from every angle imaginable. It's like Inferno in the current meta is a map that, you know, I wouldn't really call T-sided or CT-sided. It's more of a which side can restrict the opponent's economy more kind of a map. If you can keep your opponent's economy in check, you can actually do tremendous amounts of damage regardless of what side you're on. And now ROG is going to have first point of contact, but A-Star is going to just completely obliterate ROG from the server with the 1D from hell. And although A-Star does come off a bit worse for the wear in that altercation, man advantage with Entity Gaming. And Hikka is going to go and neutralize that man advantage, and A-Star so very low. And there we go, a general breeze in his direction, and he will fold. And Hikka making sure that that is the case. In the meantime, the rest of the Entity squad is over-focused towards the B-bomb site. The goal for them will be to try and get a cheeky bomb plant down, but we do have Hellscream on the rotation. They have no utility to make their cross. It is going to come down to pure aim, and Hellscream is now watching that pixel angle. There we go. He spots it out. Benji still in the bomb site with the UMP. Nice little flashbang to completely Helen Keller Ribby. He is as white as fresh snow, and Ribby doesn't matter. He's going to get the headshot down, and the bomb should get planted. Hellscream. Oh, the bomb does get planted, but Hellscream does land the kill. Now it's all down to 8 in a 1v3 situation. Hellscream pulls out the USB, tapping away, and Ace pulls out the knife. But Defiance with the assist there gets the kill, saving his teammate. Well, maybe not, but anyway, he lent a hand, got the kill. 3 rounds on the board for ZegG. And Entity Gaming now with a proper full buy. And those two bomb plants will really go a long way to bolster their economy. And you can see that in the utility that they've bought up. Fully stacked, armed to the teeth at the Entity Gaming squad. And now is when the match really starts. The first gun round for both the teams. And what's going to be ZegG Esports' approach? Now, they really impressed me on Inferno when they played against Brutality, especially ROG. He dropped a 30 bomb and was instrumental in dismantling Brutality in that game. And their CT side was very dynamic. They mixed it up. They mixed up their defaults. They really never gave Brutality a chance to figure out what kind of setup they were using. And although they were fairly passive over towards Banana, never really going for early Banana control. And that can come back to haunt them against a team of Entity's caliber. They have this man, xCali, one of the most explosive and mechanically sound players India has ever seen. And obviously, we can't forget Ace and A-Star. These two guys are stalwarts of Indian Counter-Strike. And A-Star, in my opinion, is still one of the best aimers in the country, if not the best. And then obviously we have Ribby and Hunter. Hunter, a very potent operator, and Ribby, one of, the better lurkers in the country. So yeah, on paper, they're going up against what possibly could be India's best squad. Although this recent Entity squad has been known to choke on LAN. So they're a relatively untested team on LAN, at least with the new lineup. So that can be going against them. A bit of frayed nerves. A lot is riding at stake on this map. And Ribby getting dinked through the wall down to 60 points of health. And that was obviously courtesy ROG himself. And chucks out a nade. There's a decent amount of damage onto A-Star as well. And they're going to go wrapping around. In the corner, spraying away. And A-Star's down to 1 point of health. And they're going to go wrapping around CT. The information should have been conveyed. Hellscream with that preemptive Molotov. Kind of giving his position away. Needs to turn around really quickly because exactly that. And now it all comes down to Benji. He's going to go pushing the smoke. YOLO gets one. Train down. But A-Star says hello from behind. And decapitates him with ridiculous ease. A-Star wielding that AK-47 like a surgeon's precision, scalping people left, right, and center. Finally, Defiance, in his signature Defiant move, is going to be all alone in a one-way fight. Oh, nice damage done onto Hunter. And then Nade's going to go sailing in, and CSGO nades, ladies and gentlemen, does 10 points of damage. Never understood nades in this game, and I'm pretty sure I never will. Anyway, I think the call to save should go out, and Defiance, as much as I know he itches to go for this retake, should just pull the plug on this retake and save his investment, which is a significant one. An M4, a kit, and, well, Kevlar helmet. There we go. Entity not interested in going for the hunt. Their money not looking like is nothing to write home about. Save their money and shore up their economy as well. And saving 3 rifles will go a long way in doing that. On the flip side, ZegG's money isn't looking great at all. Even though they won the first 3 rounds, that's just the nature of CT side on CSGO. The economy is just so difficult to manage. You lose a couple of players here and there, and you're looking an eco dead in the face, even after winning 3 rounds in a row and just losing 1. I mean, when ZegG played in Inferno against Brutality earlier in the day, nobody opted. They didn't even need to resort to the big green gun. But I think against an opponent of Entity's caliber, they might have to resort to the cannon being brought out. And it would do them well to get early map control. They have this tendency to be very passive towards both A and B bomb site. And it gives up just too much map control. Look at this. Look. Strat coming out from Entity. They're just going to make a beeline for apartments. And that Molotov, oh my god! Hikka gets 1, gets 2, xCali still left alone finally, picks up 2 kills in return. And now it's all coming down to Defiance over by the A bomb site, backing down the hatch. It's that flashbang. And they're catching square in the face, and xCali with already a 3k in the round, but it's down to a 2v2. xCali just a tickle in the left butt cheek away from falling. He's going to reposition himself. This man is just so smart. Pulls it down already on a 4k. Will he get the ace is the question. Benji just upgrading his weaponry. Ace and xCali left, and xCali to ace it out. 5 kills for him and ace it. I love doing that. Sorry. Anyway, xCali turning up huge when he needed to. 5 kills and second round on the board for Entity, and ZegG Esports staring down the barrel of an eco. They'll just have to eco one. They're going to get the third round loss bonus. That's $20. I mean, their money is going to be nothing to write home. It's going to be nothing special. But at least they'll be able to buy up the armor and the rifles and at least a smidgen of utility. There we go. Push it. Oh, he's getting a dink. Getting dinked down to what? 22 points of health already. But doesn't matter. He's gotten 2 kills. Man advantage firmly in favor of Entity Gaming. And for teams looking to learn how to play anti-eco, because I was watching the games earlier in the day, and a lot of teams are struggling closing out anti-eco rounds, especially in the game, especially on Cobblestone in GMD versus ZegG. Both these teams were losing the pistols and force buys too often to be comfortable for either team. So use your utility. Don't go rushing in YOLO. Feel out the opponent's setup, because more often than not on an anti-eco, the tendency is to stack towards a particular bomb site. Would-be is gonna go hunting and fishing with the MAC-10, farming that dirty SMG money. In fact, he's gonna find the head of ROG, gonna spot out Hikka, and gets the second kill of the round. Oh, spots out Defiance as well. And he's gonna be falling. Is he gonna be the third victim? No, he's not. Defiance, living up to his namesake, forever defiant, will try and fight it out till the end. And Ace surviving on 1 HP, picks up the third kill of the round for himself, and that's a decent amount of bank he's built up. 8.4k on him. Ribby will easily be able to buy up, and yeah, Hellscream and Benji gonna forego on the rifles in favor of utility. Inferno, a map which is so heavily reliant on utility side. And this is what I was talking about, right? So traditionally, Inferno has been a CT-sided map. Now, here on the T side, if you can keep your opponent's economy honest and not let them run away with things, you can dictate terms pretty comfortably, even on the T side. And I think things are being made a little bit, quite a bit easier by the fact that ZegG is playing so passively and is not really aggressing or going for map control. They have that smoke down. They can go for deep banana control. They have 2 players playing. They can play the trade pretty effectively, but they're gonna go holding the long range angle. Doesn't matter. ROG is here, gets the first kill. On to Excali, the danger man. And they've doubled up pit. They have changed their setup a little bit, but again, a bit too passive for my liking. But hey, if it ain't broke, why fix it, right? A-Star getting spotted out. ROG rattling off a few shots in his general direction. And that nade's gonna go sailing in and do absolutely bugger all. Hellscream in the meantime has taken a spot of damage. He's down to 34 points of health. But at this point, ZegG should just be looking to consolidate this round and just play the numbers game. They have man advantage. They just need to trade out and they should be good to go. But that has been a general bone of contention and a big problem for quite a lot of teams hailing from the subcontinent. The inability to understand the numbers game. A-Star, I like his position, being boosted on top of Raptors, but Hikka there on the side gets one. Can he get more done? Yes, he can. Gets the second, gets the third. What is he doing with the USB? Tremendous damage. And there's Defiance with the final kill off the round, and ZegG somehow managed to eke out this round and go back into the lead 4-3 after 7 rounds of Counter-Strike. In this final, in the lower brackets final in the ASUS South Asia Masters qualifiers, and unable to recover any of the rifles, so they will have to continue with the SMGs. Although Entity will definitely have the better buy. Op out onto Hunter. Let's go and spec him. The man with the big green gun. There's a cannon. Can he do anything? And yes, he can. Early peek gets the kill, but now he's trapped. But I don't think, given how ZegG likes to play and how passive they are, I don't think he's gonna get any counter aggression as of now. And there's a gaping hole by the side of that smoke. I'm not sure whether Hellscream is aware of it. If someone comes pushing for information, if someone gets a bit too cheeky, Hunter will have a field day picking them off. It's like shooting fish in a barrel for him. And Hellscream somehow managing to make his escape. Again, man advantage with Entity. So they just need to play trades. Just play for the trades. And if ZegG lose this round, their money is absolutely obliterated. Go check tab. Yeah, their money is not going to be special. The 2 players will be looking at facing a double eco, while the others, yeah, they will have some money to go forward, but the buy coming out from them will be tenuous at best. In the meantime, Roach, like I said, he was the standout performer against Brutality on this map, but Brutality, a shadow of their former selves, and Entity, on paper and empirically, a much better side than Team Brutality is at the moment. Anyway, it's going to come down to Roach and Hiccup. And xcali goes down, but A-Star with the instant trade. Now it's over to Roach. Can he get the kill? Surviving for way too long, living up to his namesake. Just refusing to die. Finally does get put down by A-Star. And now, Defiance is dead. And Hellscream left all alone in a 1v3 with a UMP kit, a flashbang, and a dream. And A-Star's feeling it. He's hungry. He spots him out. Well, and A-Star is going to put Hellscream out of his misery. Entity tying up the scores yet again, and ZegG now staring down the barrel of an eco for sure. Hellscream managing to pull back some of the money lost with those kills with the SMG, and it looks like they're going to just go for upgraded pistols. Roach and Defiance should invest as little as possible because they're going to be on the second round loss bonus, which means $1,900. So they want to try and equalize the economy as much as possible to not let Entity run away with things. So far, in every buy round from ZegG, they've never had a full proper buy. They haven't had either they've had rifles but no utility, or they've had utility but no rifles. And xcali, he's feeling it. Double peek though, and Hellscream is going to end him. Although that's just a MAC-10, and on the other side of the map, Ribby is going to neutralize the man advantage by getting the kill on Roach. So 4-4 on either side. And in an XVX, it's always going to favor the Ts because they can just bunch up and hit a bomb site together, while the CTs will have to split their defense if they, decide not to stack a bomb site. And at this point, I think it would be more prudent if ZegG just gave up their defaults and gambled it all and stacked up on one bomb site. I mean, you die if they come your way, you can get a couple of kills, build up that kill reward, and have a little bit of extra cash going into your next buy round. And if they don't, just save, don't give the enemy free economy. Ribby out with the SMG. He's just, smacking his chops, drooling, trying to get as much SMG money as possible. I mean, he's already gotten one kill. He should be leading the charge right now, and that's exactly what he's looking to do. There we go. He spots out Benji and puts down Benji. Ribby, one of the criticisms that he draws is that he's a conservative player. Even with the SMG, he should be looking to get in the face of these. I mean, what's there to lose? It's a MAC-10. You've gotten 2 kills. You've already made back the investment you've done in the beginning of the round. Go for the kills. And there we go. Hellscream does pick up the kill onto Ace. And Ribby with the 4K. Oh my god. He made bank. $2,400 in his pocket. And he sits comfortably on 72.50 the beginning of this round. In fact, he should just actually look to stick with the SMG. There's going to be 2 players. Okay, so everyone buys up head armor. So now the SMG, the MAC-10 looking not as viable as it would if there were no head armor out on the opponent. But still, I mean, Ribby does lurk most of the time. His primary role is that of the lurker. So he can still be a nuisance with that SMG. At least pepper away and chip away at the health of players if he does catch them on the rotation. Or he can just be the entry. Looks like that's exactly what he's going to be doing, but Defiance standing his ground defiantly. But xcali with the instant trade, and now Roach with it all to do. He's going to face a lot of opponents, and xcali decapitates him with ridiculous ease. That leaves Hitka MSR all alone in apartments, just contemplating life and decisions. And Ace is going to come rounding the corner. Oh, what? Oh, okay, that's a bit of comedy of errors happening, but xcali and A-Star just cleaning that up quite comfortably, and Hellscream holds down left mouse button but forgets his prey control. A-Star teaching him how to do the same. Gets the kill, 2k for him, a brace for xcali as well. And 6th round on the board for Entity. ZegG again staring down the barrel of an eco. Their money has just never been up to the point where they can be comfortable going into a buy on the CT side, and that all credit for that goes to Entity Gaming. They have kept ZegG's economy honest and in check throughout, never letting them build a bank, and always making sure that their poppers. Ooh, a pixel away there, Hunter, but I don't think that would have hit because Hikka is playing on the other side of the wall. But still, he doesn't have X-ray like we do. For those for the viewers who are tuning in for the first time, so only the viewers can see the player silhouettes across the wall. It just makes for a better viewing experience. The players are just guessing from game sense and hours and hours of Counter-Strike. playing from Motorbox. I'm not a big fan of this spot. It's more of a one and done spot. But with the CZ, at this point, even one kill would go a huge way. They're $300. But Ace cleaning things up, gets the first kill. And Ace is not done yet. That beautiful fire serpent ringing out loud and true. Love the skin. So expensive. Anyway, whoa, Roach gets one. Already getting two. They know exactly where Roach is playing from. Ribby should be careful. He's going to come wide peeking, pre-firing around the corner, and Roach is going to bite the dust, leaving Benji all alone. Sight. He's just chilling here, just praying to the gods above, and no one comes peeking, careening around the corner. He's just frantically looking left and right, like a squirrel on caffeine. And Ace is put Benji out of his misery. Final kill. He picks up a nice little K. And yeah, that's Ace with the brace. I said it, folks, yet again. And yeah, ZegG Esports with a much needed timeout. They really need to reevaluate this buy that they're going to go in for, because right now, Entity are running away with it. I mean, Entity are a team, if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile from you. At this point, I think ZegG are showing Entity a bit too much respect. There's just no aggression coming out from them on the CT side. And CT side aggression on Inferno is what will win you rounds. You need to get that map control aggressively. I'm yet to see any mid aggression. I'm yet to see any banana aggression. They were doing it so well against Brutality, and Brutality were getting caught off guard round after round because the unbridled aggression that ZegG were bringing to the table. And thus far on this map, I've just seen respect for Entity. And a little bit of aggression would go a long way towards catching Entity off guard, maybe. And even Entity, they're having the time of their lives. They're just waltzing up mid, walking into apartments, map control for days, no one to challenge them. And once they enter the site, they know what space points they need to pre-fire. They've done their homework. They've studied ZegG Esports' setup, at least. That it would seem that it's a 3-2 setup, pretty common, nothing to write home about. And they're just picking them apart round after round. Look at that, again, just so passive towards apartments, towards A-ramp, towards the A-bomb site. It's just, this is the final straw, guys. Like, if you lose this position, you're done for. The bomb site is gone, and that's what's been happening consistently. They're just losing the aim duels at this point. They're not challenging early round or mid-round, and A-Star and Excali are just picking them apart on the entry. This is just a team that's supreme on confidence right now. A-Star was actually contemplating pushing that smoke. Finally, it will disappear. A-Star is just going to try and bait out a shot maybe from Defiance. He's doing the swan jump. That Molotov, beautiful Molotov before Defiance off angle. But it is going to be a B hit, folks. A-Star trying to sell that fake as well as possible, trying to delay the rotations as long as possible. And he's done his job. And now finally, I think Defiance will realize that it's a hit towards the B-bomb set. Beautiful flashbang though towards Banana. Everybody's blinded. Well, the favorite does get returned, but Benji finally gets the opening kill onto Excali. It's a man advantage for the first time in a very long time. Benji finally getting put out of his misery. Gets the kill. It's down to a 3v4 though. Bomb side, Ribby going for the plant, but Hellstrom lurking around the corner. That smoke's going to disappear, and A-Star getting a bit too lax in watching his backside. And now 10 seconds left on the clock. All ZegG need to do is delay the plant, and Defiance gets the kill. That leaves Hunter all alone in a 1v3, and Defiance with the final kill off the round gets the brace. And most importantly, ZegG keep 3 players alive, which means now they can actually go in with a proper buy. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case because 2 players opting to invest in full nades, and that means Hellscream and Benji will have to make do with either a FAMAS or, well, utility and UMP, and that's, I think, going to be the case. Yeah, there we go, a FAMAS and full utility for Hellscream. Still not the best of buys, but Entity have money days and they can keep buying up. And the thing is, now ZegG Esports, this round's going to be extremely crucial. If they lose this round, they're going to get reset, and reset hard. Which means, let's take a look at their money. Yeah, Eco for sure. In the meantime, again, the 3-2 setup. It worked out for them last time, primarily because of splendid usage of utility. That's why I stress so much on utility. Benji getting caught out with a nade, and Ace to kill the opening frag. And that's going to spell doom and gloom, because rotation's still a while away. Defiance going to pop flash his way in, but the smoke's still up. He's got 0 visibility, and Hellscream's just going to retreat, being forced to retreat towards construction. The floor is lava. He can't even gain an inch in terms of ground. The bomb goes down. The post plants are pretty decent coming in from Entity Gaming right now. Smoke's still up, so they've only got one avenue of attack left. Okay, A-Star gonna be a bit cheeky and gonna take a ton of damage. And now the retake is on. He forces Ribby getting spotted out by a pixel, but there's XCali with the instant trade. And XCali and A-Star just gonna double up. A-Star finally does get taken down. XCali knows where one more player is. And Hicka is just so low, but Defiance, facial reconstruction surgery 101, and Hunter will see off this round with the final kill onto Hicka, and that's 8 rounds on the board for Entity Gaming. And ZegG Esports again forced on an eco. So they're winning rounds, but they're not being able to string rounds together because their money is never flowing. They've never been allowed to build up an economy, and that is going to come back to haunt them big time on the Switch as well. 8 rounds on the board for Entity, and it looks like it's going to be 9 for sure, given the way they've been playing anti-ecos. They've been decisive, precise, and their utility usage has been absolutely pristine thus far. They mean business. They want a second go at Eternal Esports in tomorrow's grand finals, and they're going to make sure that they do it in as decisive a fashion as possible. There we go, Benji getting completely burning alive there, and XCali licking his chops, sees 2 more players, and he's like channeling his inner Vegeta from DBZ Bridge. He's like, mine. Well, it's going to put a stopper on that greed and allow Hunter to go on a bit of a scouting mission. Needs to be careful. Defiance can double dink him down, but it is more or less a double peek coming in from Entity Gaming, and Hunter still manning the scope like a boss. And Hellscream's just gonna come casually moonwalking out into Hunter's crosshairs, and Hunter's gonna be like, thank you very much, eco frags for days. XCali gets the refrag, or XCali gets the frag onto Defiance. Sorry, getting a bit carried away here. And CT's been smoked off Roach, although that smoke's going to be disappearing fast. But look at this. There's 40 seconds left on the clock, and Entity yet haven't decided on the bomb site. And they force the rotation. Hicka finally realizing that the bomb hasn't gone down. And Entity going to be walking into a completely empty A bomb site. There we go. Bomb gets planted. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. XCali going to pop out just... Okay, he's going to die. To Hicka and the CZ. Bend to the power of the CZ. They said CZ has been nerfed, they said. And Roach gets the second kill. And finally, Roach does get put out by Ace. But Ace knows where Hicka's playing from. He's making a ton of noise, and Ace should have no problems getting the final kill of the round. And again, Ace with the brace, but XCali with the 2 more crucial kills this round. The opening frag and, well, saving his teammate Hunter with the kill onto Defiance. And that's 9 on the board for Entity, and now ZegG with mag 7 by Benji. Might take this to close Banana by the wall, or might take it apartments. Yeah, he's gonna go. He's a dedicated B player from what I gather, and he's gonna be playing close Banana towards the wall. Or he's gonna be playing CT. Okay, this is not the best angle to play because they will spot before you spot them. It's just how CSGO works. And again, a very spread out default from Entity. They're just looking to get map control. They're being handed on a silver platter by ZegG Esports. Still looking for that CT aggression, and we're in the final round of the first half. And that was a call that never was answered. Alright, Roach playing Cubby. I haven't yet seen any. Oh, can he fire it? And Ace through the smoke. Clara, CSGO, paging Clara. Is that you? Is that you? Ace, pristine headshot through the smoke. And he's going to still hold his ground. That pop flash, not really going to catch anybody. Benji with swag 7, and Hellscream left all alone by the B bomb set, where 4 players are cheekily just walking in, and Ace gets the kill onto Defiance. That's going to delay the rotations. Finally, Benji gets the kill, and he's going to go pushing the smoke, and A-Star's going to be like, thank you very much for the free kill. And A-Star's made his way towards CT. That flashbang he's going to avoid pretty deftly, and Benji got the AK-47, and he's going to land the kill. The spray down on A-Star, but he's down to his last wish, internally bleeding at 12 points of health. This is a pretty difficult retake, and now Benji left with it all to do. 12 points of health and AK-47, and a dream, and Hunter is just gonna not allow it and shut it down. 10-5 Entity end the first half, And it's looking like Entity are in the home stretch for the first map in the finals of the lower bracket games for today. The final game of the day, the lower bracket finals of the ASUS ROG South Asia qualifiers. All right. So ZegG, even against Brutality, did show a pretty impressive T side, although they were pretty good on the CT side as well. Will they be able to stand up against Entity? Entity are not going to show them this kind of respect that they show. Are not going to return the favor. And there we go. Ace instantly up alternate. Going to go out peeking. Finds ZegG, falls back. See, that's the thing. This is what ZegG were missing. No aggression whatsoever. No information plays. Nothing. And like they were just sitting blind and idle. That's what forced rotations and misplays from them. Left, right, and center. And there we go. A-Star getting dinked down though. He's going to fall back. Hunter and A-Star both have taken a ton of damage. Both the players over the B-bomb side on their last vestiges of health. And they're going to need all the help they can get. XCali landing the kill onto ROG. 5v3 situation, but two players are so very low. And they're going to get spotted. But Hunter, even from this, like, he's not going to go down easily. Does get a kill, but A-Star still manning the fort. It's a 1v3 Hellscream all alone. XCali landing a deft shot onto Defiance as he planted the bomb. Nasty from Ribby. Just nasty. That headshot gets me tickling in my special places. Beautiful from Ribby. And there we go. ZegG needed that pistol round, but unfortunately Entity had other ideas. They're not going to give them an inch. Not at all. Zero respect. Just pedal to the metal. They want to go. They want to get a good night's sleep before tomorrow's game. And it looks like they're well on their way, because bear in mind, this is ZegG Esports pick. Inferno, the next is Nuke, and Entity have been looking like a tour de force on that map. And this time around, they're going to change their setup yet again. No arch presence whatsoever. They're going to double down towards Shelter and Pit. There's a good crossfire set towards apartments as well. Benji going to come careening out, and good night, Irene. But 2 quick kills, and whoa, 3 quick kills. ROG hiccup, but Ace is there to batten down the hatchet, and he's going to land the kill onto Defiance as well. And that's the final player. ROG left alive in a 1v2. A-Stars need not take that fight, but ROG is just gonna eviscerate A-Star off the server. Instant headshot. Sweet little 1D, and now it's a 1v1, but Ace has repositioned himself. He's not playing the bomb like most players would expect him to, and it is a dance of death between these two players. All comes down to who gets the first kill. It all comes down to who guesses correctly. And ROG gonna go up in apartments, and Ace still not peeking. ROG, oh, they just missed each other. The shift key and why it's important here, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't think ROG knows. I think ROG might think that Ace is playing from arches, and that's going to come in huge, because Ace can be in with an instant flank. 30 seconds left on the clock. ROG still scouring and clearing out every inch of the bomb site, and Ace spots him, and oh, whiffs it, but doesn't matter. Will get the kill, will recover the M4 as well. Ace showing us that experience trumps young blood yet again. One of the most experienced players in Indian Counter-Strike. And there we go, his battle cry, looking up into the heavens and just shouting out that it's my turf and you're going to play by my rules. A-Star. What is this by A-Star? The XM, the auto shotty. And Hunter just channeling his inner Foon or his inner Braxton Swag Pierce. And Ribby opens things up with the first kill. Ribby getting the second, gets the third. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Happy IR farming for days. Spots out Defiance, but he's going to fall back. He's not greedy. He's smart. In the meantime, ROG just chilling on the other side of the smoke. Does he know what lies in wait for him the moment that smoke disappears? It's pain, agony, and death, and XCali will put ROG out of his misery and, you know, just exempt him from life. Good night, Irene. Entity with that, the 13 on the board, and ZegG Esports, the mountain that they have to climb is getting higher and higher round after round. Finally, they managed to put a buy together. It's their first gun round. They're going to be slightly light on the utility. No Molotovs and just one HE nade, although they do have 5 smokes, so they can go for a site execute or a fake if they so wish to do. The question is, will Entity allow it? At this point, it's more a question of whether Entity will play their game or not, because they have been shut down round after round on their CT side. And Ribby being boosted up onto a shelter. It's a very common pre-fire spot now, and you can even spam through that window. But it'll all come down to the bait plane. There's 4 players over towards the A bomb side. What a read coming out from Entity. I mean, they know ZegG aren't a team that fakes very often. They decide to go to point A, and that's more than likely that's where they'll end up at the end of the round. So, I mean, perfect read coming out from Entity. 4 players lie in wait for ZegG Esports to make their move. Will they go for a vanilla execute is the question. And the answer, I think, is staring me in the face. But they are falling back. I think they might have a good read on the situation. Although how is beyond me, because they have 0 presence towards Banana. Both the teams have just more than... Wow. Okay, Benji. Ladies and gentlemen, the most useless smoke. 17. Anyway, Benji does get the read back. Maybe just getting the single kill. But XCali, like a bat out of hell, comes out, gets 1, gets 2, gets 3. He lays down the law and recovers an AK-47 as well. Okay then, XCali, he's feeling it. He is feeling it. Ribby the only casualty that round, but he has $8,900. Money is not something that concerns him at the moment. He's the Prince of Abu Dhabi, and ZegG Esports look like they're farming in Rust for them right now. By the way, folks, for those of you who are not familiar with that reference, Prince of Abu Dhabi has multiple Rust farms all over the world, and India, Bangalore is one of the places where he pays players to farm resources and weapons for him in the game Rust. Yeah. People aspire to be that rich. Like that is literally Scrooge McDuck burning money when he wants to light a candle. That's how rich you have to be able to pull that off. Anyway, and that is how rich Entity are at the moment. And they're looking extremely comfortable, although Hunter has taken a spot of damage in the beginning of the round. And it looks like it's going to be a blue hit. Okay, one player getting spotted out. The smoke goes down and pushing it. It's taking a bit of spam damage, but that's nothing to be worried about at this point. It's still a 2-man B setup. In fact, we do have Ace rotating over, but I think they bought the fake. Benji just making a ton of noise over apartments. And I think Entity have just outthought themselves. They think it's a fake, but as I said, ZegG, not the kind of team that fakes too often. And there's A-Star gets the first kill. Hunter gets the second. Perfect crossfire set to the bomb site, and Defiance all of a sudden missing a head, and that D hit just going up in flames. And Benji does the kill onto Ribby, but XCali is hot on his heels, but Benji turns around 180 degrees and decapitates XCali with the UMP, but there's Ace to clean it up. 15 map point for Entity, and ZegG Esports, a far cry from what they displayed against Brutality and JMD. They're just at 6s and 7s right now. And like I said, they haven't faced an opponent of Entity's caliber as of yet. And they're just going to get a very bitter taste of reality as to what the boys in blue from Entity have to offer. Anyway, Ribby playing aggro in apps yet again, and Ace is going to pick up the first kill. Ace gets the second. He's pretty blind, but he doesn't care. He's going to go spraying and praying away, and oh, okay, does put on. That's the A-bomb side right for the taking. Somehow it's down to a 2v2. Ribby and XCali falling without much contribution, but still it's a 2v2. Hellscream and ROG have a metric crap ton of utility at their disposal, but on the flip side, A-Star and Hunter, all they have is a smoke and a flashbang. But when push comes to shove, A-Star has been hitting some really nutty shots. But this time, he's going to fall. And ROG is going to come peeking out, but Hunter is going to lay down the spray down. And he's going to come peeking out with the pop flash, but Hellscream is up to the task. And the 6th round on the board for ZegG Esports. My bad. Still in the habit of saying ZegG Esports. But yeah, ZegG Esports. Entity still with 9 map points, so and plenty of money, plenty of cash at their disposal. They can at least go in for another full buy. Next round, though, they're going to be a bit stretched, but I don't know whether Entity will be keen on losing another round. Like I said, I think they're looking forward to a good night's rest before tomorrow's grand finals. At least if this keeps up, it's going to be a 2-0, folks, because Nuke is Entity's pick, and they look pretty formidable on it from what I've seen from them thus far. And the next Cali is going to smoke himself off and fall back. Again, a bit of passive play coming out from Entity. They're giving up some map control. They don't really, I think they're playing a bit cautious because of the fragile state of their economy. But I think it's all the more reason to go pushing out for information, try and make a couple of plays. This is a decent crossfire they have set up towards the A-bomb site. Ribby's playing from a very difficult angle to pre-fire and actually hit. It can be a complete and utter nuisance playing that box towards the inner site. Whoa. Molotov, and Ace still gets the kill. Okay then, nice going Ace. But Roach in the meantime gets the kill onto A-Star. It's a man advantage, but Ribby still alive and well and kicking on the bomb site. He's gonna get one, gets two. Ribby with the spray down. And X-Cali with the final 2 kills off the map, 16-6. It ends in favor of Entity, and they just lay down smackdown on ZegG Esports. And the next map is going to be Entity's pick. It's going to be Nuke. It's going to be up in a couple of minutes, folks. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back after a very quick break.
falling on the ground. Long day, but we won't back down. One thing playing on our minds. Long wait, but we won't give up now. You crave the love I gave, and we'll do it again. champions of the night. We are the champions of the night. Yeah. We are the fighting tide, the ones that burn so bright. We are the champions of the night. Champions of the night. Can't tell if we're dreaming now. We watch as the fire falls down. One thing playing on our minds. Time stops and we don't make a sound. You crave the love I gave, and we'll do it again. A cold night getting warmer now. The ground shakes as our love gets loud. I'm ready to love. We're the champions of the night. I'm ready to champions of the night.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Second map in the lower brackets final between ZegG Esports and Entity Gaming. The first map being quite comfortably being clinched by Entity Gaming. They finished it 16-6. Now we're on to their map pick, that is Nuke, and they have looked like a tour de force on this map. Almost indomitable and unbeatable. They have won each and every map, each and every time they've played Nuke, and they've won it quite convincingly as well. And Entity are going to start on the T side, so that is one disadvantage going in their favor. But Hikka here gonna be spotting. Benji is gonna be spotting towards Heaven, and A-Star gonna get picked up by Defiance early on towards the round. That's the man advantage that they needed here. ZegG Esports, they need to put as many rounds on the board, and Defiance is not done yet. He's picking up kills left, right, and center, already picking up 2. It's down to a 3v5. What can Entity Gaming do from this point forward? Hellscream just watching Hut. Benji gonna make his way down towards Hell because there is a ramp push coming in and really getting plucked from the air, but Defiance quickly on the rotation gets the kill, and that leaves Excali all alone in a 1v4, and he's gonna be put out of his misery very soon by Hikka. And that's the first round on the board for ZegG Esports. A very good start on Nuke. On the CT side, they should look to put as many rounds as possible on the board. It's going to be crucial when it comes to the switch. And now Entity. They did lose the pistol round on Inferno as well, but then at that point, like after the first 3 rounds, there was just no looking back for them. They just put the pedal to the metal and gunned their car home. Scream. He's going to be playing towards Rafters. And Defiance. Yelling out in Defiance. Watching Outer. It is a force buy coming out from Entity Gaming. Oh, the smokes come raining in. It's the wall of smoke strat, ladies and gentlemen. And Roach is going to be on the quick rotate towards Vents. And he's going to be ideally poised to spray down at least a couple of players if they do walk into his crosshairs. In the meantime, one spots on one, but Roach just getting completely and utterly overwhelmed. But there is Hikka still in support, playing way back from Cubby in the lower bomb side. But Hellscream does get 1, gets 2. They're all falling like flies here. And Entity, the round is more or less over even before it started. A-Star left all alone. Can he get a couple of kills? Yes, he does get 1, but he's down to 11 points health. And Hikka is going to see off the round with the final kill. 2-0 to ZegG Esports, and Entity, having not been able to manage to get the bomb down in both these rounds, are gonna be a bit stretched when it comes to their buy or their first gun round, which is gonna be the 4th round. This is gonna be more or less a full eco. Should be farming central right now. ZegG Esports should be channeling their inner Farmville players and just farming up their dirty SMG money. But they're not gonna take any chances. Look at the buy. Already 4 rifles on the board and 1 UMP out onto Benji. Or Benjay. Get spotted. Oh, nice thing on Kid and A-Star. Channeling his inner Ezio out. Ditore just drops from the heavens and ends Benjay. But there's Roach and Defiance. Gonna pick up the kills to clean up the round. Roach knows where Hunter's playing from. Hunter with a P250, what can he do? I don't think there's much he can achieve at this point, but he might just want to try and do as much economic damage as possible. It's only Benji who went down. That's the UMP. Well, scratch that. Hunter gets kill on the Roach, recovers the M4. So there's still a minute left on the clock. He can do a lot of damage if he so chooses to. And ZegG Esports all roostering the bomb like a mother hen. Hellscream, though, is getting a bit adventurous. Spotted out. Yeah, now he has spotted out Hunter, but Hunter, will he get the kill? They're just dancing around and around Marshmallow. Oh, sweet headshot onto Hunter. And he's still not done, but Defiance on 8 points of health, somehow managing to land the kill. But that was an expensive round for ZegG Esports. 3 deaths and 2 of them on riflers. So, Entity, he's managing to keep ZegG Esports economy honest. So if they do pick up this round, ZegG are broken. And money's gone, completely obliterated. And Nuke historically and still is a CT-sided map. Although a little less CT-sided change, and since Marshmallow got connected to Heaven through the outer rafters. But still, if stats are to be believed, and I firmly think they should be, it is still a heavily CT-sided map. Benji gonna make his way up towards Hut, gets spotted out, Ribby, and get put down as well, son. Good night. And Hunter trying to get the quick trade, and he does, and Excali does one better. Gets the kill on a Hellscream. Ace getting roached. They're all falling like flies here. And Hikka on the fast rotate. Hikka and Defiance, the two last players left alive. They didn't even bother with outer. They just walked into the upper bomb site and just got the kills required, and that means that Hikka and Defiance should just look to save. At this point, these two guns can be huge in the next round because, well, the rest of their teammates will be able to buy anything, and, well, it doesn't matter because A-Star has found Defiance. That leaves Hikka all alone in a 1v4. Although A-Star and Excali have taken a bit of damage, but it doesn't really matter because they know exactly where Hikka is playing from. Oh, yeah. There we go. Ace. Go up towards CT spawn and shoot Hikka MSR in the back. And the last words from Hikka's mouth are, "Et tu, brute." 3-1 is the score, and ZegG's economy is in absolute shambles. It is broken, gone, and it's just going to be upgraded pistols across the board, but that's, again, putting undue pressure on the economy. I mean, they're looking at a double eco either way. Point. So might as well give yourself the best possible fighting chance if you're going for it. And what is the call coming out from ZegG Esports? Okay, Hikka is going to go pushing towards trophy room or towards control room, and he's going to find Ribby, who is going to just die of attrition, death by paper cut. But there's Ace, and Ace is not taking no for an answer. Lines them up, gets a triple kill for himself, just padding those eco stats. And that's the thing, right? With Entity, they might lose a player or two, but they're so precise on their anti-ecos. I've rarely ever seen them lose an all-out eco rush. That's what makes them so dangerous. They have the aimers, they have the game sense, and they also have the presence of mind to not lose it and, keep losing rounds to pistols. And that's what sets them and Eternal Esports apart from the rest of the Indian Counter-Strike Janta, because they're not sides that lose to pistols all that often. And again, it's going to be the same thing, like rinse and repeat. And Excali should be hearing this, but he's going to get got caught off guard. And there we go. Ribby does get taken off. But Hunter, okay, it's the flurry of kills back and forth. And all of a sudden, ZegG Esports find themselves with a man advantage. And just as I was praising Entry, they just go and, well, A-Star. A-Star's there. So nothing to fear about. Hellscream left all alone in a 1v2. Okay, 1v1. Hellscream does get the kill onto A-Star. Sorry, I missed that in the heat of the moment. And it's Ace versus Hellscream. Although Hellscream doesn't have any armor to work with. And Ace just going to be patient, just going to allow Hellscream to walk out into his crosshairs. But Hellscream going to play it smart. He's not going to go presenting himself anytime soon. He still doesn't know where bomb is. And Ace now going to finally make his move. Hellscream spotting towards Squeaky. Finally, he's making his move, but he's got his back turned. And Ace is going to execute him gangland style. Bullet to the base of the skull from behind. And this penalty score tied up the score, 3-3. And they have money to buy up, no problems. Ace sitting on $10,000. Ribby, though, looking a bit worse for wear in terms of his money, $4,900. So that might be a cause for concern if ZegG Esports manage to win the round. They do have the op out onto Defiance, and I think he's going to be taking it towards outer. He has been religiously playing outer so far, so I have little reason to believe that he's going to put up even when he has the big green gun. Or in this case, the sweet Asimov. I get smoked off towards trophy room, and Hikka just playing by the edge of it. Very aggressive angle. Can get pre-fired. And Excali's gonna come careening out of the smoke, and Hikka just lining up two people. Oh, dinks one down very low as well. Hunter down to the last vestiges of his health. Still, the rotation is a bit far away. Defiance has changed his focus towards locker room. He's making his way slowly inching in. From hell. But the rest of the CTs, yeah, we still have Hellscream marking Hut. It's a 3v4. And Hunter is so very low. He's going to make his way all the way up towards Marshmallow, towards outer. He starts marking Squeaky everywhere. It's just come to a screeching halt. After that explosive start to the round, everyone's decided to take a chill pill and fall back and let the round play its course. In the meantime, ROG, who has no chill, is going to come. Oh, Hunter falls to his death. Harakiri of the highest order, and Hellscream gonna go mopping up the remaining 2 kills and Entity. Well, Ace can drop guns left, right, and center. He's sitting on $12,000. So at least he should be able to drop a couple of AK-47s for his teammates. Yeah, there we go. He does drop at least 2 AK-47s, picks one up for himself as well. He can drop another one for his comrades in arms. And yeah, he does. Hunter. Hunter? I think, okay, Hunter. Finally realizing that the round has started and decides to pick up the armor and the UMP. I mean, T-side on Nuke can be a very frustrating side to play because the CTs can be as passive as they want in round. It's not a map that actually requires the CTs to aggress because at the end of the day, they have to come to the bomb sites, and you know, if you can cover all the aggression and you more or less have okay, then Benji lines up. There's a gap in the but Ribby finally gets the kill, but it's a 2v4. In the blink of an eye, the Ts are just getting completely plastered to the walls and obliterated from the map. And ZegG Esports certainly giving Entity a run for their money. Ribby just testing up the waters right now. Gonna be as careful as possible. There's very little margin for error right now. And oh, the timing from ROG. I mean, I think this is a bit of miscommunication because ROG should look to go upper, but there's 2 players still manning the upper bomb site. These are the seeds of doubt that Entity sow in their opponents' minds, and that's what makes them so very dangerous. But ROG still playing in vents, just marking their entrance like a hawk. He hasn't moved a muscle. It's like he's trying out for the mannequin challenge. And now finally, just as I say, the curse of the commentator, folks. And a little bit of noise. Bomb does get planted, and okay then. Absolutely no comms whatsoever. And Ribby picks up the kill onto Hikka, but Hellscream, immediate trade coming in. That leaves Hunter alone, and as I say, that Defiance puts a bullet through his back, and he falls dead, crumpling to the floor. 3 players left alive for ZegG Esports, and their economy can finally start building. Well, on the flip side, Entity's money has dwindled to nothing. They should just eco this. Yes, 3 players can buy, but there's no reason to force the issue. It's still early days, and I think that's exactly why the timeout has been called by Entity to decide what buy should they go for. I'd suggest just go for armor pistols. They are on the 3rd round loss bonus. Most of them will be able to buy into the next round if they just go for armor pistols and try and get the bomb down. Maybe a fast play from, blow out Squeaky with a nade, throw down a smoke, and just make your way towards the lower bomb site and get the bomb down, come what may. And that's a fast play that usually works on ecos, and they haven't tried that of late, Entity, so it can catch ZegG Esports off guard. Let's see what the call is going out from Ace, who is the in-game leader for Entity, or Entity Gaming as they're now called. Match has been paused. Oh, so it's a technical pause. Entity Gaming are having an issue with their mic. So yeah, match has been paused. Hopefully it does get resolved soon. Yeah, and it does. It gets resolved almost instantaneously. So yeah, ZegG Esports showing us that they're not down for the count yet. They're here to play, and they're here. And they're not going to be rolling over and dying anytime soon. Entity, though, should at least look to put 5 to 6 rounds on the board on the T side on train. Their CT side has been pretty impressive. And yeah, it looks like they are going to go for a fast play. Maybe no fast play. All right. Winner does get blown out. Excali comes careening out, positions himself right next to Vents. He's going to make his way down. Excali just holding that like a boss. No casualties, but Excali has taken a ton of damage. He's down to 25 points of health. In the meantime, A-Star has snaked his way in towards lower bomb site as well. He's playing from Radiation Room. And, well, Science does get the kill onto Ribby. And Hikka has spotted out A-Star. So he knows there's a lot headed his way, but Benji right above them and Hellscream will have a lot to say. And Roach gets the kill onto Excali. And Kobe onto Hikka. But Hunter does fall. That leaves A-Star all alone. He doesn't have bomb. So he has to go fishing for the bomb. But first, he'll recover a rifle. Finds out there's no bullets. Will reload. Has enough time. Just going to play peekaboo with the double doors. Lower bomb site. Trying to just draw Roach's attention towards the door instead of where he's actually heading. Perfect smoke screen. And although Benji is watching the bomb like a hawk. Just playing from heaven. And A-Star Needs to be careful. There's still 30 seconds left on the clock. Not that much time to play with. He needs to make a play fast. I think he has an inkling of where Benji might be playing from. Oh, Benji, I think, spotted him out. Yep. A-Star's making so much noise, and there we go. Not enough time, and A-Star will get put down. Benji recovering the AWP as well. Unable to get the Tech 9, though. But that's a decent amount of damage done by Entity on towards ZegG Esports. That still keeps their money honest, but yeah. 2 players will still be able to buy should ZegG lose this round, but the way they've been playing, I have little to no reason to believe that they're going to lose this round as well. And lo and behold, they might just go and lose it because I said it. I might have jinxed it. Anyway. 5 AK-47s. A little limited on the utility, but at least they have 5 smokes. ROG playing with fire, being as aggressive as permissible in this map. Shards of glass raining all around him. He's like, I am Neo. Nothing's gonna faze me. I am the one. He's just standing there. In the meantime, Hikka, Hellscream. They've kind of given up ramp. And not a big fan of this, that they've completely relinquished ramp control here. Hikka playing very passive towards the lower bomb site. Defiance just still playing very passive towards outer. Just spotting Marshmallow playing as far behind as possible. Literally, Entity have put the fear of God in them. But Hunter needs to be careful. And oh, A-Star opens things up with a nice skill onto Hellscream. But there's Benji with the trade. Benji not done yet. Roach, double kill for him. Hunter he gets the kill, but Benji able to manage to ram the spray down. But now Excali again in a 1v2. Every round it's coming down to a 1v2 or a 1v1. And it looks like ZegG just has enough in the tank to see out this round. Excali aware of the ops presence and he's going to smoke himself out. Trying to isolate the 1v1s. And he's going to get completely Helen Kellered. Is there a player lower is the question. Finally, Defiance realizing that Excali might have gone lower. Making his way down secret. And there's Hikka in vents. Cali using that smoke masterfully. Shielding himself from as many angles as possible, trying to isolate the one angle at a time. But I think Hikka and Defiance will come careening into the bomb site together. At least they should. So 1v2, one can trade for the other. Just isolate Excali's position and go in for the trade. Play the numbers game. It's that simple. But Excali's playing very smart as well. Gets the first kill. Spots out Hikka. Has a flashbang still to play with. And he's going to flash himself. And Excali is going to get sprayed down by Hikka. But is there time? And Hikka's lost in the smoke and there's no time. Oh my days. What am I watching? Oh God. Comedy of errors left, right and center. And even though everybody's dead from Entity, they still managed to win that round. Although at a great cost to their economy. Doesn't matter, the money on ZegG Esports isn't that good either. So it's even Stevens at this moment. Well, yeah, ZegG will have the marginally better buy as compared to Entity. But what was that round? How did Hikka lose him? Like, that is why you need to have the assist on. It tells you where the bomb is in the smoke. Little life hacks, ladies and gentlemen. Just little life hacks. It doesn't make you any less of a pro. Have that on. Alright, Hikka loves playing aggressive towards control room or trophy room. What do you call it now? I just call it radio because that's what it was in the old game, in the old map. Yeah, they call it control room because you can see the control panel through the glass there. And Ace taking a spot of 8 damage down to 86 points of health. Roach still marking, playing on top of Hut. And they've doubled up ramp. Hikka's just going to bait, I think, and Defiance has his sights trained. Oh, he's going to look away. The timing. But no one's going to peek at this point. And again, very passive setup. They're just playing from the sides, just allowing a lot of map control to Entity. But at the end of the day, they have to make their way onto the bomb site. And Roach just playing about spots out of foot. Gets the kill on Ace and lines up Ribby. And there's Hellscream with the assist on Excali. But A-Star not done yet. Gets 1 kill. Downward 2v4. And Excali is going to make his way lower and spots out Defiance. He has an op, but what a shot! And Hunter just... And all of an eye, it's down to Ben. And he thinks it's the upper bomb site there with the bomb is planted. Oh, Hunter going to get caught with his pants down. And Benji doesn't have much time to go and look around for guns. And what a shot! Fade away headshot onto A-Star. And sit down, son. Sit down is what Benji is telling. A-Star right now puts the 7th round on the board for ZegG Esports, and Entity's money has been neutered. It is gone. It has vaporized. It has vanished. It has gone kaput. I'm out of analogies, so now back with the casting. All right, 7-4. No SMGs out yet. ZegG still reluctant to actually. There we go. Benji picks up the sole SMG. He's the only one looking. The only one who likes playing Farmville, it seems, from ZegG Esports. Oh, they're gonna. Oh, what a shot from Hunter! What was that? That was filthy. I need a shower after that shot. Jesus. Okay, that's gonna put a stopper on whatever plans ZegG had for this round. Hunter just making sure of that. This is double smoke coming in. A bit of wasted utility, in my opinion. And what was that smoke? I'll just let that slide. But now Defiance with the FAMAS playing on top of Hut, making a little bit of noise, trying to draw out any draw out a peek from the terrorist side from Entity Gaming. But it doesn't look like they're taking the bait just as of yet. And Hellscream does find Hunter. I think, yeah, Hitka needs to be careful. In the meantime, Ace is just drudging his weary way up outer. Whoa, whoa, whoa! A-Star out of nowhere gets the flank in on Hikka, and he caught completely with his hands down. Finally, we see Benji trying to make amends for letting his teammate down, but Ribby gets the kill onto Defiance, and this round is coming crashing all around ZegG Esports. And A-Star gets his face smashed in. You can see the viscera and brain matter flying everywhere. Brings it down to a 2v3. Hey, scratch that. A 2v2. Benji getting the kill onto Ribby. All onto Benji. And Hellscream. Excali just playing in Toxic, playing the patience, playing the patience game, and Ace pops out, pops Benji's face off. Hellscream gonna get double teamed. Excali gets the final kill, will recover the gun as well. And that's 5 rounds on the board for Entity. So one can put up their arms in the air and just well done. And ZegG just got echoed. They just lost a round to a team with upgraded pistols, no armor, and this is where the problem lies. Entity, while Entity are so methodical and thorough when they face anti-ecos, most other teams are struggling to win out against completely naked opponents, and that is a problem that teams hailing from the region have to address post-haste if they feel like they want to compete at a higher level, because at this rate they're gonna get completely obliterated. And look at that, Excali and Ribby just laying down the law. And okay, Roach does get a kill back onto Ribby, but Excali getting the kill, laying down the smackdown. 3 players kept alive. See, that's the difference. Now, ZegG Esports aggressed, and Entity have been. I think they're aware of the fact that ZegG love to aggress when their money is hurting. So they were ready for it. They were just aiming on the side points of entry at every orifice they had covered, and they played the trade game. They lost 2 players, but that's okay. They kept 3 players alive. That's a majority for a team staying alive, carrying the guns and the economy and the utility forward, and they closed out the round pretty comfortably. And there we go, Ribby going like a bouse into the upper bomb site, but okay, that makes things a little hairy. And Hikka in a 1v2, although Ace is so very low, all he needs to do is land the kill onto Hunter, who's looking the wrong way, and he's gonna go down, but Ace somehow able to clutch out that round, and well, Entity tie up the score at 7-7. Final round going in. Every team has money, both teams have money, ops, everything will come out, but that round was a bit too close for comfort. Just as I was praising Entity's anti-eco abilities, they go and do that. I mean, if there was ever a time for the curse of the commentator to come out in real life as an example, it was right there. And double up comes out for ZegG Esports. Let's see where they put them and whether they are of any use or not. It's going to be Benji. And okay. He meant that. He meant to do that. Oh, Defiance taking away his crosshairs at the worst possible moment, but Ribby taking donkey's years to kill Defiance, and that's not a man you give so many opportunities to kill you, and he will kill you. Give him 2 opportunities and the second one will land, and he survives at points of health. But he does have the op. Firm believer of Bogdan's law, myself. So the op, the ideal weapon for him to wield. and the man advantage with ZegG Esports. Although Entity have gone above and beyond the Call of Duty, they have managed to put at least 7 rounds on the T side, which is a job well done by any stretch of the imagination. Next Cali, they're just playing outside hut. They're holding very passively, which is Ace is trying to spot for any miscreants who might be dumb enough to peek him. In the meantime, Roach and Hellscream still playing their designated spots on top of hut and from, well, silos. Not silos, I think they're called radiators or whatever. The site. Defiance holding towards control room, but still there's going to be a wrap around the upper bomb set, and what a shot from A-Star. Roach getting instantly decapitated, but A-Star does get dinged down, but Excali will find the kill. Hellscream still left alive on 19 points of health. Can he do more damage? And the answer is a resounding. Patients are in Benjay. With the AWP and Hikka, they'll have to mount this retake in a 2v3 situation. Make that a 1v3. Benjay left all alone. Final round of the half, there's no saving. Spots out A-Star, taking a merry stroll outside. But now they know exactly where Benjay is going to be coming from. He flashed himself through. Gonna get punished for it. Hunter with the final headshot off the half, and Entity win the first half 8-7. On the T side, that too. Now they're going to switch over to the more favorite side, that is the T side. And they have looked very dangerous on this map. It is their map pick, so they need to lock it down and show ZegG how to play the CT side. And I'm looking forward to this. Because if ZegG need to win, they have to go huge. They need to play the game of the halves of their lives. And there's going to be no utility on ZegG, just armor and Glocks across the board. Hunter is going to be the sole utility man for Entity. He has one smoke and the kit. Where is he going to take it? Looks like they're going to go play towards heaven. And there's like a line. They're just going to make a beeline for the inner bomb site, and A-Star just going to tapper away. Ribby gets 1 kill, but he gets dinged down to 7 points of health, and the rotation is in full swing. Ribby making his way, careening his way to lower, but does get taken down instantly. And Ace and A-Star are there for the assists in case they need to do so. And A-Star does get taken down. Ace, I don't think they'll be expecting another player, but Hikka, oh my god, turns around 180 degrees, gets the kill, spots out Excali. He's solo, he's internally bleeding both players. They're a fart in the face away from just crumpling to the ground in lifeless heaps. But Hunter has a kick. Well, Hikka will hear this. Hikka will hear this, but Hunter up to the task. That just leaves Defiance, and Defiance falls to the floor, bereft of life. Has been put 6 feet under by Hunter, and Hunter with a glorious 3K and the defuse to get the MVP and the round for his team. And Entity are now on the verge of running away with it. If they do manage to clean up the next 2 rounds, at least they should put this one to bed, because ZegG Esports don't look like they're gonna be forcing up. Looks like they will go for the more conservative approach. We'll just upgrade pistols if need be, and we'll go for the full AK armor buy-up in the next round. And which is what Entity are preparing for. You see 3 SMGs out, and they'd like to keep this round as clean as possible, try and lose as few personnel as possible. And it's going to be a bum rush for Inner, and look at that. Hunter with the Kobe, and Excali just mopping up the floor with the SMG, and Hunter. It's the full house of frags between Hunter and Excali. 3 for him, 2 for Excali. And that's as clean a round as they could have wished for. And they're just going to take these guns forward. Minimal investment, just buying up the utility. A-Star not even bothering with that. Still sticks with the scout. I think he's going to be playing out here right now. Excali does upgrade to an M4. Just, I think, to lend that added firepower, but Ace and Ribby still looking not very enthused about upgrading them just yet. Maybe they're preparing for a rainy day should they lose this round. Okay, doing a ton of damage towards outer. The next Cali is rotating towards secret. Hellscream needs to be careful. Oh, the nade out. And Ribby and Hunter fall almost simultaneously. Cali watching his teammate falling lifeless right next to him. Nothing he can do about it. He needs to stay alive. And he's going to play this smart. He's going to reposition himself, but still going to get spammed to no end. And that nade, not bother anybody. Hellscream. Oh, okay. Cali channeling his inner. Mario sprays down 2 players. It's down to a 3v2 though. And they have Roach gets caught peeking the wrong angle. They have bomb control here. A-Star not realizing where to look. He only has a scout at his disposal. Not the best of weapons in this situation, but defiance can be the linchpin in this round. He hears A-Star killing the nade, and okay, kiss in midair, and defiance lays down the spray down, gets the kill onto A-Star, but xCali has made his way towards the lower bomb site. That Molotov might just be a dead giveaway, but it looks like the bomb is going to head for upper. And that's where xCali is headed. That's a very good read coming out from the game sense on the boy. It's just next level and spots out Benji before the plant can be completed. And he's going to get the bomb down, and there's just... xCali needs to do is stay alive. Stay alive, don't peek, just wait for the bomb plant. Just don't peek. But Defiance might just fake it, but xCali plays that to perfection. Gets the 4K, gets the round for Entity. Entity in a very hairy spot, but xCali bringing that round back for Entity Gaming from the brink of defeat. Someone give this man a cookie tonight when you go back to the hotel. He deserves a treat. Maybe something a bit stronger, but that's up to you. I'm not suggesting anything. Okay then, let's all take a deep breath because fast play out. Ace gonna get one goal, get the first kill, and they're gonna get overwhelmed in the upper bomb site. Down to a 3v3, the retake is on, and Ribby out Hitka, shoots him in the face, but the bomb does get planted, so that's extra money in the bank. Oh, scratch that, it was a 4v3. And Defiance still by lower, I think it is a lower plant. And Ribby does get taken down. Yeah, it is a lower plant. They don't realize it yet. They're still busy in the upper bomb site, and Defiance, well, they're all going to go peeking towards, they're all going to go in from vents. And Benji is just putting fish in a barrel. Ribby, the last player left alive, I think he's just going to stick it. He's like, screw this, I'm out, I have a kit. Just going to plant, stick this defuse. Pros don't fake. Balls of steel, but Benji gets the knife. Just a little bit of revenge in the end. Revenge suit damage, but doesn't matter. Entity still get the bomb, still get the round. 12-7. That lead is becoming a bit daunting round after round. But ZegG Esports, thanks to the plant and that knife from Benji, will have enough money to go in for a buy, full proper buy. And Entity's money is on the verge of being broken, so they have to be extra careful. ZegG Esports are coming frightfully close, a little too close, in fact, for comfort for Entity, round after round. And it's just a matter of time before they manage to pull one round back, and that's going to be the end of Entity's money. So still the game hangs in the balance. That smoke, a little bit of a miss smoke there, and Ribby still watching outer, and A-Star gets the kill. This man with the AWP has been an absolute phenom of late, and Ribby has rotated towards lower. He's playing from vents. Be careful, and A-Star gets the second kill as well. In the meantime, the rotation has come in, and Ribby gonna have a lot to deal with very soon. Hunter is playing double doors towards radiation. There we go. And Hunter spots out Roach, gets the kill, and now it's all down to Hellscream, who will be put out of his by Ace, who does get the kill onto xCali, but it doesn't matter. 3 players staying alive, that's the money showed up for Entity, and Entity put 13 on the board. And looking at, talking about money, yeah. So ZegG Esports are on their max loss bonus. They can buy in every round as long as they get the bomb down from the point forward. Every time they get the bomb down and lose, they're going to get $40, which is enough to buy armor, AK-47, a smoke, and a flashbang. But that's not what you're looking for. You're looking to put rounds on the board at this point, because Entity are on the precipice of victory and cementing their spot in the final tomorrow against Eternal Esports. They're dying to get a second shot at beating Eternal in a best of 3. And Eternal have been looking forward to this meetup as well. There's a little bit of rivalry that goes on between these two teams. They're all friends in real life, but you know, in Counter-Strike, there are no friendlies. Every game you play to win. Play hard. And Hunter playing a nice off angle. It flashed. Oblivion, as they peek, can Hunter pounce on this opportunity? Nice counter flash coming out from xCali. Playing towards Secret, does spot Defiance, will molly him out. And Hunter, there we go, gets the first kill. xCali still playing passive towards Secret. Hunter still holding by red box towards C spawn. Hellscream knows where he is spot. They both spot each other out. Hellscream just gonna lay down, flash, and try make his way in. Has his sights trained towards just the hut. It's a nice angle. He's covered from almost every angle. Hunter is going to get the kill. Now Ace. Going to see a lot of action very soon. Benjay and Hellscream making their way. He's going to just hold down left mouse button and spray down two people. Sees the third, does a ton of damage onto him as well. And Hunter will round 14 on the board for Entity. And they'll win the 21st round with just the loss of one person, which was Ace. And yeah, the money situation is dire for ZegG Esports. And this is going to be a very tenuous buy after this if they do lose this round. All that money from Benjay's knife has been extinguished and expunged. ZegG haven't put a single round on the board since they switched to the T side. That is what I was talking about. Entity are just absolutely and utterly and disgustingly dominant on CT side nuke. Oh, fast play out on the A bomb side, and Ace left with it all to do. This time though, there's going to be no miraculous spray down, and Hunter on the rotation. A-Star just marking City and Hunter and Excali. What? Excali from heaven just lays down the law. He is internally bleeding on 9 points of health, but it is a 3v3 now. And they have a lot of positions to contend with, especially this man, A-Star, with the big green gun. Out. There we go. He swapped out the AWP, but now Hunter in a 1v2 with 22 points of health. It doesn't look like he's going to clutch this round. No, he's not. Hellscream going to end him. And finally, ZegG Esports first gun round on the board on the T side. Actually, their first round on the board side. The Entity will just have enough money to eke out another buy. They are on the precipice of victory. They can smell it. They can taste it. Just a matter of time before they actually close it out. And Ali, no, dropping off A-Star. No, he's not. He's going to buy up the M4. Rifles across the 5 M4s. A decent amount of utility. One kit to Excali. Pretty decent buy. And another fast play, and this time Ribby is ready, and he's button and just get the kill. Ace with a Kobe as well, and Ribby second kill for the round. And this is going south way too quickly for ZegG Esports, and all of a sudden in the blink of an eye, Defiance is left alone in a 1v5. He's clutched one of these before today, mind you, against Brutality, but that was Team Brutality who kind of forgot how to play CS in that specific round. And okay, looks like Ace is going to give the first 1v1 to Defiance. They do say history repeats itself. Will we see 5 separate 1v1 going Defiance's way is the question. They have bomb control. Entity have no reason to go pushing out. Defiance gonna go YOLO, and we'll get caught on the switch. Ribby teaching us that patience is a virtue and it pays off. And that puts Entity on match and map point. In fact, that completely wrecks ZegG Esports economy, which means this should be, for all intents and purposes, GG, well played. Unless Entity just screw up big time and hand this anti-eco on a platter to ZegG Esports. This is Indian CS. Stranger things have happened, so I think it's a bit too early to call it. The way Entity have been playing this CT side, it would behoove me not to call this game in favor of them. Well, just as I say, Ribby at least getting 2 kills. Hunter gets a kill onto Hitka, and Ribby gets a second for the round. And that leaves Hellscream and Benjay. Hellscream will get 1 kill, but Ace is there, and Ace will get the brace to see off the game. 16-8. Comfortable, smooth sailing for Entity Esports to the finals of the ASUS ROG Masters qualifiers for the South Asia region. They're going to be facing Eternal Esports tomorrow at 5 PM in the grand finals at the Lalit Ashok. If you have an invite, folks, do turn up. It's going to be a blast. I'm going to be there. We're going to be casting. It's going to be fun. See you there tomorrow. GG, well played.
Well, what a game it was. Entity Esports up against ZegG Gaming, and well, actually I said it the other way around, but that's just lack of sleep coming in. But well, getting back to it, I have the captain of ZegG Esports, and I'd like to call him up. It was hey man, it was pretty unfortunate what happened, but you guys gave a tough fight.
Yeah, it's a really tough game. We had a momentum in the beginning, but after doing some basic mistakes, like our team momentum went down, so they got into like advantage. So that caused us a defeat.
I do remember watching Inferno. Like I was standing right behind you guys, and then I went to Entity Esports as well, and Entity Gaming as well. And Inferno, early on in the very early game, you guys actually looked strong. So what do you think went wrong?
The basics, like we wanted to play passive, but some of us went aggressive. So their picks went. So it was a turning point of the match.
Well, do you think it was the pressure, or it was just the mistakes of miscommunication or something like that?
I can say it's a miscommunication, like and muscle memory of our players. Yeah.
And what do you think? What is your takeaway from this game?
Yeah, it was a really good game and really nice experience. It's a really tough team, and we learned a lot. So hoping we can face them in upcoming tournaments.
And how was your experience coming down to India, facing off against the Indian teams? Because usually, being in being in a different country, it's really hard to compete against teams in India.
So I came today 4 a.m. morning. I didn't have a proper sleep, so I'm just awake till yesterday night. So it's really hard for me, like, to focus and play.
I mean, when your game was going on, I could actually have like 5 minutes or 10 minutes of sleep right now. I mean, I've been up as well the entire night, but I know how it feels. and it's the worst thing that can happen to you guys. Not having proper sleep and having to play Counter-Strike, because it taxes your body a lot, and it's really upsetting. But before you go off, any shout outs to make?
Shout outs my Sri Lankan CSGO community. So keep on playing CSGO.
Well, you guys back home in Sri Lanka who are watching them, keep on supporting them, because your love is what keeps makes them keep going, and that is what motivates everyone as well. So thanks for coming in, and well, good luck for the future tournaments. And now we actually have Ayush A-Star Diora coming up. Congratulations, man. And tomorrow you guys are going to be in the finals up against Eternal Esports again. Is it going to be the payback time?
Revenge time, it is.
And again, it was a BO1 last night, and usually you have upsets in a BO1. So how do you think? Do you have a special veto in the brain, in your mind, or something like that?
Not yet. We'll decide tonight. We'll go together now, be back to the hotel and decide. Let's see.
And how about, because we've been talking about Eternal Esports a lot. I mean, personally, me, I've been watching them play a lot, and I have been talking about a few weak aspects. I mean, you've seen Antidote play as well, and he has not been playing his national game. So are you going to be targeting a specific player?
I'm not sure, but I think Antidote is playing his game. He's performing well in the last couple of tournaments. He played well in the ROG qualifiers and on LAN also. So I think, yeah, we are prepared, I guess.
Right, well, sounds cool. And what do you think about today's matchup? I mean, you guys did not really see them play, and you guys played your national game. So on Inferno, though, you guys were lagging behind in the early game. So do you guys change things up? Or you just played your national game?
Both the maps we were lagging behind, and I think Ace made some great calls, due to which the result went in our favor. Also, everyone showed up today. Hunter and Excali especially, they just killed it.
Yeah, I saw it. I mean, I was standing right behind you guys, and everyone was pretty chilled out, right? I mean, everyone was making jokes, everyone was getting the kills, and I was really happy about it. So, well, it's pretty sweet, and congratulations again for qualifying for the finals. I'll be at the Analysts tomorrow, and hopefully, we'll have a bit more fun tomorrow as well. So, congratulations again, and have a good night's sleep. All right, so that was Ayush, Asa, Diora, and before we sign off, we have the finals tomorrow. We have ND Esports going up against Eternal, and we have the Dota 2 games as well. I'll be other analysts. We'll have our experts coming up. We'll have Sean for Dota 2, that is Gambit, and we'll have Adi for CSGO as well. So, well, day 2 is going to end over here. We'll have the grand finals tomorrow, and until then, it's Mamba signing off.